Let's take some time now to settle the body. Sitting in a comfortable position, making sure there's balance between the right and the left side. Spine is straight, head and neck are aligned, and the shoulders are back and down, but relaxed, so you open up the chest. Eyes and mouth are lightly closed. And just focus first on the natural breath. Also ensure that the hands are on the knees in a mudra of your choice. And with the natural breath, just observing how on the inhalation, the abdomen expands and the chest expands. And then very naturally, on the exhalation, the chest subsides and the abdomen subsides. And now take a long deep inhalation, a full yogic breath in, filling up the abdomen, the chest and the upper chest, and then on the exhalation, release all the events of the day. And again, another long deep yogic breath in. And again, when you exhale, release all of the interactions and conversations you've had today. Just let them all go. Sometimes we allow them to keep swirling around in our mind, but now's not the time, so let them go. And again, another long deep inhalation. And this time when you exhale, also release any thoughts of what you need to do outside the class, any feelings of obligation of things you need to do. Again, now is not the time. Give this time to yourself. There's nothing else you need to do right at this very moment, but to be right here and right now. And returning to the natural breath, gently bring the awareness to the eyebrow center. And at this point, visualize a steady candle flame. And together, we'll chant Om 3 times and Om Shanti and the Shanti mantra to pay respect to our wisdom tradition and to each other. Breathing in first for Om chanting. Om. 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 Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om. Om Sahana Bhavatu, Sahano Bhunatu, Sahaviryam Karavavahe, Tejasvinadvatitamastu, Ma Vedvishavahe. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om. And now come into base position, Parambik Sthiti, with the legs out in front of the body and the hands behind the buttocks with the fingers pointing away. And we'll begin with ankle bending. So inhale, bring the feet towards the floor, bending from the ankles. Exhale, bring the feet back towards the body. Complete up to 5 rounds, slowing it right down and trying to synchronize the breath with the body and just observing what's happening in the ankle joints with this practice. And once you've completed this, bring the right knee to the chest. Place the hands underneath the arch of the foot. Ensure your back is straight. Then lift the leg off the floor. Inhale and bring the bottom of half of the foot up towards the body without pressing down on the knee. Exhale, bring the foot back towards the floor. Again, 5 rounds. And we'll do 5 rounds on each leg. And inhaling as you raise the leg up. Exhaling as you bring it down. When you finish your 5th round on the right leg, just bring the leg back to the floor for a few moments and just observe the difference between right and left before moving on to the left leg. You may like to, if you feel comfortable, close the eyes and place the awareness in the knee joint just to draw the senses and really observe what's happening inside the body. When you've completed the practice on both legs, come back to the base position and again just observe what's happening.
Parabic sitting. Okay, so now bring the soles of the feet towards the buttocks and then we'll go into Tatali Asana. So opening soles of the feet together, back is straight and knees out towards the floor and hands wrapped around the feet. Then inhale, bring the knees to the arms. Exhale, allow the knees to open. And we'll complete up to 10 rounds of this practice. And just observe how with each time that you open the knees, that it also opens the hips a little bit more. With each round, it's just a natural opening of the hips. Placing the awareness as well in the hip joints. When you've reached your final round in your own time,
Bring the knees together and slide the legs along the floor and come back into the base position. And in the base position, just observe the movement of energy in the lower half of the body from all of the practices we've done so far. We'll now move to some upper body movements. So we'll begin first with wrist bending. So arms at shoulder height, point the fingers towards the ceiling. And then exhale, pointing the fingers down towards the floor, feeling that wrist, that stretch in the forearms. Inhale, pointing the fingers to the ceiling. Complete up to 5 rounds. Again, coordinating the breath with the movement, placing the awareness in the wrist joints. And after your final round, bring the palms up towards the ceiling and then bring the fingertips to the shoulders. So right fingertips to right shoulder, left fingertips to left shoulder, bringing the elbows together. Inhale, bring the elbows up, back, and down, exhaling on the downward movement, and then bringing the elbows in front of the body again. This is 1 round of shoulder rotations. We'll complete up to 5 rounds in each direction. These are slow, smooth movements. After your final round, rest the arms, placing the hands on the knees, and just observing. And we're moving now to a neck stretch, so a neck asana. We'll do neck rotations. So for this one, again, just be very mindful of your neck. It's a very sensitive area, so just move within your range of movement and just sort of be quite sensitive on the first round at least, just to feel your range of movement and what you can do. If you're in a cold climate, again, be very careful as you allow the body to warm up. So again, checking in with your posture, making sure head and neck are aligned. Inhale, and then when you exhale, bring the chin towards the chest. Then very gently and smoothly bring the right ear to the right shoulder and bringing the head back to where is comfortable for you. Then bringing the left ear to the left shoulder and then chin to chest again. This is 1 round. Complete up to 5 rounds in each direction. And on your final round, bring the head back to a neutral position. And again, just observing. We'll now move into a spinal twist. So again, with the legs out in front of the body, bring the right foot to the outside of the left knee. Now you can either bring the left leg around behind the buttocks or just leave the leg out straight. And then you will get the left arm, so the inside of the left elbow, and pop it around the knee, so hugging the knee to the chest. With the right arm, stretch it around behind the body. So putting the hand behind the buttocks with the fingers pointing away, and then turning to look over that right shoulder. And just holding the practice for a few breaths. You'll notice with each exhalation, you'll be able to move a bit more into the practice a bit more gently. And then release from the right side, and then bring the right foot back. And then we'll do the same on the left side. So now bringing the left foot to the outside of the right knee, bringing the inside of the right elbow around the left knee, left arm behind the buttocks, and then gazing over that left shoulder. And bringing the left leg back after that round and back to base position. We'll now do a counter posture after that. So in your own time. We'll do a forward bend now. So for these legs still out in front of the body, spine is straight. Raise the hands above the head, stretching up through the torso. And then with keeping the back straight, bring the hands over to wherever on the legs or the feet that suits you. So it depends where you are. So if you can, you're closer to put them on your shins, it's fine, your ankles or your feet, whatever's right for you. And we'll do this 3 times. So we'll just ease in first. And then we'll come back. So raising the arms above the head, stretching up. Exhale, we'll do round 2. Inhale again, stretching up. And for this final round, we'll hold the posture a little bit longer than the others. Make sure you keep breathing though, just to feel right into the practice. Hold it for up to 5 breaths. And after your final round, come back into base position. And lie down in Shavasana. We'll do some floor practices. So first, just making sure that you are relaxed in the position.
And just observing the effects of all the practices so far. And now place the hands underneath the buttocks with the palms on the floor, just to support the back. If you do have any back issues, we're going to begin the practice with the right leg. So sometimes it helps to actually bend the left knee just to support the back if you need to do that. But we're going to do cycling. So with the right leg, bring the knee to the chest. So inhale, bring the knee to the chest. Raise the sole of the foot so it's in line with the ceiling. And then exhale, bringing the foot down towards the floor, but not right to the floor. And then inhale, bringing the knee to the chest. So this is one round. Complete 5 rounds in each direction. And then we'll move on to the left leg. After the 5th round in both directions, on the right side, bring the leg to the floor and again observe. Begin the practice on the left leg. When you finish both sides, if you feel up to it, try 3 rounds in each direction with both legs together. If this isn't right for you, just lie in Shavasana for a few moments. Now, bring the knees to the chest. And hug the knees. First, give your back a little massage. So roll on the small of the back. You might like to rock from side to side or whatever's right for you, just to release the lower back. And then when you feel better, come to a static position. Inhale, and then after you exhale, bring the nose towards the knees. Hold for a few moments. And then exhale, gently bringing the head back to the floor. Complete up to 5 rounds of this practice. After your final round, again in your own time, just come back into Shavasana. And again, bring the knees to, or the feet just in front of the buttocks, so knees bent, and either have the arms out to the sides at shoulder height, or if you can, place them behind the head, as long as the elbows can reach the floor. Inhale, and when you exhale, keeping the knees together, bring the knees to the right and turn the head to the left. Another spinal twist, but this time just stay in the position and just observe how your spine eases in. Then inhale, bring the knees and head to center, and exhale, bring the knees to the left, turn the head to the right. And complete another 4 rounds of this practice. And then after your final round, lie in Shavasana. And we're going to do our pranayama practice from Shavasana. And then we'll go into Yoga Nidra. So make sure that you have everything that you need and that you're comfortable.
And so in lying in Shavasana, first return your awareness to the natural breath, just observing what the natural breath is doing now after your asana practice, and allow it to regulate. And our pranayama practice for this class will be Viloma. And so for this practice, it's also known as a staggered breath. So it's using a yogic breath, so a full yogic breath where you feel the abdomen, chest, and upper chest with air. But for the first few rounds, so for 5 rounds, we will stagger the inhalation. So that means that when you inhale to the abdomen, pause, then to the chest, pause, and then complete the inhalation into the upper chest. And then it's one long unbroken exhalation. So we'll do 5 rounds of that and then move into the opposite way. So for that, it's one long unbroken inhalation, and then we stagger the exhalation. So you release the exhalation from the upper chest and pause, the chest, then pause, and then the abdomen, then pause. So 5 rounds of each. Once you've finished both rounds again in your own time, release the practice, returning to the natural breath. And now prepare for the practice of Yoga Nidra. Checking first that you are balanced between the right and the left side, and that the head and neck are aligned. So you may like to tuck in your chin just a little, just to check for that alignment. And release any remaining tension in the body, allowing the body to melt into the floor. And also check in that you are not holding any tension in the face. So release all expressions, unclench the jaw and the muscles behind the eyes. Just allow the whole body to be relaxed. And feel the body's contact against the floor. Feel the heels and the back of the legs against the floor. Feel the buttocks against the floor. And feel the contact of the back of the hands and the arms and shoulders against the floor. Feel the contact of the back against the floor, feeling each vertebrae of the spine and that slight pressure against the floor. And also observe the contact of the back of the neck and the back of the head against the floor. And observe how all of these different points of contact create one singular point of contact between the body and the floor. And now become aware of sounds, but listening first for sounds way off in the distance, not trying to name any sounds, but just moving the awareness from one sound to the next as you hear it. And bringing the sound awareness a little closer to the sounds outside the room where you are, just moving the awareness from sound to sound. Moving the sound awareness now to the sounds inside the room where you are. And we'll now move the sound awareness to sounds inside the body, beginning first with the sound and the sensation of the heartbeat. And now shift the sound awareness to the sound and the sensation of the natural breath. Release the sound awareness now and call to mind your Sankalpa. Mentally repeat it 3 times now. We'll now rotate the awareness around the body. So listen to my instructions, and when I say the name of a body part, place your awareness there, visualize that part, and mentally repeat the name of that part. And we'll begin first with the right side of the body and the right hand thumb. First finger, second, third, and little finger, palm of the right hand, back of the right hand, the wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, right side of the chest, right waist, hip, thigh, knee, shin, calf, heel, ankle, sole of the right foot, top of the right foot, right big toe, second toe, third, fourth, and little toe. We'll move now to the left side of the body with the left hand thumb, first finger, second, third, and little finger, palm of the left hand, back of the left hand, the wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, left side of the waist, left hip, thigh, knee, shin, calf, heel, ankle, sole of the left foot, top of the left foot, left big toe, second toe, third, fourth, and little toe. And now we'll move to the back of the body with the heels, the back of the legs, the buttocks, the small of the back, the middle of the back, the shoulder blades, the space between the shoulder blades, the back of the neck, and the entire spinal column, the back of the head, and the crown of the head. Moving around now to the face with the forehead, the eyebrow center, the temples, the eyes, the ears, the cheeks, the jaw, the lips, the chin, the throat, the collarbones, and the pit of the throat, the right side of the chest, the left side of the chest, and the center of the chest, the right side of the abdomen, the left side of the abdomen, and the navel, the right side of the pelvis, the left side of the pelvis, and the groin, the whole right leg, the whole left leg, and both legs together, the whole right arm, the whole left arm, and both arms together, the whole torso, the whole neck, the whole head, the whole front of the body, the whole back of the body, and the whole body. Have a sense now, all at once, the whole body. Release the body rotation now, bringing the awareness back to the natural breath and observing just how subtle the natural breath has become. And also observing the rise and fall of the navel as it responds to the natural breath. And we'll now add a visualization to the natural breath in the following way. When you are inhaling, visualize that you're inhaling through the soles of the feet to the top of the head, golden, warm, healing light. And when you exhale from the top of the head right down through the body at the soles of the feet, anything that does not serve you, whether that is pain or discomfort, whether that is worry or concern, whatever that may be for you right now, exhale it right out through the soles of the feet. And if the mind wanders, remember, use the breath just like an anchor and bring it right back to this practice. Release the breath visualization now, and instead feel the following opposite sensations in the body. The body is feeling hotter and hotter. The body feels as though it's in a sauna and the heat has been turned up. The body's feeling hotter and hotter, like it's in a sauna and the heat has been turned up. Release this feeling of heat now and replace it instead with a feeling of coldness. The body's feeling colder and colder. The body feels like it's outside on a freezing winter's evening. The body's feeling colder and colder, like it's outside on a freezing winter's evening. And release this feeling of coldness now. Exchange it instead with a feeling of heaviness. The body's feeling heavier and heavier. The body feels like each of its limbs is made out of concrete and it's pressing against the floor. The body's feeling heavier and heavier, like it's made out of concrete and it's pressing against the floor. Release this feeling of heaviness now and replace it instead with a feeling of lightness. The body's feeling lighter and lighter. The body feels so light. It feels as light as a feather floating on the breeze. The body's feeling lighter and lighter, as light as a feather floating on the breeze. Release this feeling of lightness now and release all of these sensations completely, allowing the body and the mind now to come to the state of the mind behind the closed eyes. This place, also known as Chittakash, and in this space, see, imagine, visualize and create the following objects and images. You are standing at the side of a waterfall, and it's a beautiful summer's day. It's not too hot, but it's still warm enough for you to want to dive into the water and feel refreshed. You can feel the warmth of the earth beneath your bare feet, and you can feel the sun on your face. There's smells of frangipanis in the air, and you can hear the sound of bird song around you. There's no other people around you right now. You're completely immersed in nature. And the way the sun is positioned in the sky right now, you can see beautiful colors reflecting in the water of this waterfall. On the side where you're standing closest to the waterfall, you see beautiful blue reflected, an indigo blue. And you step into the waterfall and feel its refreshing. And then as you move closer into the waterfall, you feel enveloped by a color of a beautiful ruby red. Feeling energized and invigorated, you keep moving through the waterfall, and in the middle is beautiful golden yellow. Again, you keep moving until you feel beautiful purple, bright purple washing over you before reaching the other side of this beautiful waterfall. And it's green, beautiful green light washing over you, making you feel both energized and renewed. And then you come out of that side of the waterfall and you feel completely different than when you went in. Any worries or concerns have been washed away. Any tiredness and pain is now gone. And you feel at one with nature and feel a beautiful joy in your heart space. and carrying this joy of feeling connected with nature around you, you come back now to the mat in the room where you are and call to mind your Sankalpa. Mentally repeat it 3 times now. And allow the breath to deepen and observe the movement it creates in the body. And check in with your body now and observe how you're feeling at this moment after the practices we've completed so far. The practice of Yoga Nidra is coming to a close. Remember the details of the room where you are, the color of the walls and the floor and the color of your coverings. And remember the time of day. Begin to hear the sounds around you and also remember the world attached to those sounds. Begin to make small movements with the fingers and the toes, allowing the body to gently externalize. And begin to move and stretch in a way that works for you. You may like to bring the knees to the chest or even bring the arms way above the head for a full body stretch. And then come on to the right side to allow the body to gently externalize. And taking your own time, keeping the eyes closed or downcast, very gently come up into a comfortable sitting position. And now very gently, bring the awareness up through the body, up through the heart space, before gently resting it at the eyebrow center. And at this point, visualize a steady candle flame. And together, we'll chant Om and Om Shanti to conclude our practice. Breathing in for Om chanting. Om. 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 Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om. Hari Om Tat Sat.